years ago, one of my boxing mentors was Georgie Benton, and I really cherished the time I got to spend with him. He was a great man, and every time I left, he would always say, "Stay in school, keep studying the knowledge." When you're studying the Philly style, you gotta control or understand, study the distance and the angles up and down. Side to side. Back and forth. You gotta understand each of these. You gotta work with every one of them. Comes down to distance and whether you understand what that distance is. Georgie had such a sense of the gap that he would step off and they would punch the air or almost fall down. Here, he would step off or step back and step back in. Okay, when you leave on an angle. You don't go straight back. This whole thing, you're using feints and you're using the deception as to where the critical distance is. It's all feints. It's all a lie. You do not give them just a straight recitation of the facts. That's not boxing, that's bag punching. And you've got to be deceptive, you got to be able to feint, you got to keep your head off that line. You cannot stand up here and look down the pipe. You got to keep your head off of there. And then you're looking for a chance to pitch one down there. It's not all the time. Okay, but step off. With the Philly style that Benton was master of, you beat the opponent mentally by taking away his distance appreciation and eroding his confidence. You make him work hard at failing to hit you. You do this by controlling the distance while at the same time making him miss. This is the very definition of the defensive fighter. You're always right in front of him, so he has to keep working. You carry him along at a pace not of his choosing and hit him every time he misses you. When he tires, hits the wall from working so hard, or goes to sleep mentally, you jump on him with a full-bore offense you've been saving. This all requires quite a bit of concentration, or what Ray Arcel called mental energy. The so-called Philly shell really was a series of tactics used together in a coordinated way, a bag of tricks that Georgie especially had almost total control over. This series of tactics attacked the opponent's mind and body. It's used to conserve energy while encouraging the opponent to spend gobs of energy hitting Benton's arms, elbows, shoulders. Georgie knew if he blocked 6 punches or bobbed under 6 punches, rolled some off, the guy would be momentarily spent, would pause, giving him time to counterpunch. When the opponent misses enough shots with his guy seemingly right there in front of him, Now he starts having mental cramps. That's the worst kind of cramps to have in the middle of a fight. Georgie was loath to talk about this, but because it was really meant something to him, but it's also kind of impossible to talk about. But he could feel the initiation of the opponent's punch before it was in motion. This ability was a key element of the shell. Now we're talking about an almost spiritual aspect of combat where your senses become sharper and you're aware of the opponent's precognition signal as it travels from his brain through his nervous system. This sixth sense, for lack of a better term, this ability to anticipate a punch was a key to the success of the defensive thinking man's boxing style. The most high-level boxing discussions I've ever heard were about heightened awareness.